Ryan, what are you seeing as you look across the industry in terms of, and again, we're focusing on people, process, technology around phishing specifically?
I think one of the noteworthy trends that we've seen is the amount of phishing attacks that point people to legitimate file shares. So now more than 50% of the files or the links the people are being phished or are asked to interact with are actually a legitimate file share, being a SharePoint account, a Box account, Dropbox account, etc. So it's no longer pointing you to some nefarious server in the middle of Central Europe or whatever. It's pointing you to a legitimate file share that you would expect to go to. And I think that's a big step change. It makes it more difficult for the technology to filter those things out because they're coming from these legitimate file share sources. And it makes it harder for the clicker to not want to interact with that sort of phishing exploit because it looks even more legitimate because it on the surface of it, the source of it is legitimate. So that's a significant change that we have seen, in addition to what we talked about a little bit earlier, which is a much more targeted nature of those attacks and the language that's being used to interact with those attacks. The other point I would say, and I think Gary touched on this a little bit, is there is always this monetization angle. So yes, if anybody who deals with money, your accounts payable team, your people who are dealing with your business associates, anybody who has a role directly or indirectly with approving invoices or redirecting payments or changing bank account details, those people are going to be very heavily targeted. And those are just a natural candidate always for additional layers of security controls.